everyone. We are at the resort Costa Azul in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, where the bugs are bigger than birds, says Nicole. And this is our first day on the job, and we're about to go to the Tequila factory. And in the background, you can see the ocean because we are on the second floor of our little condominium overlooking the beach after breakfast. Thanks very much, and we'll continue this later. The beach area of the Costa Azul on the left. Over here is the restaurant and the bar where we take our meals. A little dark probably under there so you can't see it very well, but it's a thatch roof building. And then this is the beach area and the surf coming in. And we're panning right along the beach area, slowly panning to the right. And now we're beginning to see the pool, which is right next to the restaurant area. The pool is fresh water and shallow and very nice, and you see some kids playing. And then as we continue the pan, you see that we have a swim-up bar here with underwater stools where you can have a beer in between doing laps. And then we continue panning, and you can see the villas behind the pool near our condominium. I think we shift into these villas on Tuesday. And back around, making a full 360 to the restaurant and the bar area again. Very pretty. Temperature about...
These are some of the wild dogs that are wandering the
streets. This guy belongs, the big guy, the St. Bernard, belongs to one of the neighboring villas. The rest of them, I think, are all homeless. Picture of the Wahoo Bar and Grill, where we eat. And our genial host, Jesus. Jesus over here.
Hola, amigo.
Oh, amigo.
How are you?
Get the sign about in front of the truck. This is the agave plant, where we're touring the tequila factory. The drivers told us that only in the tequila area of Mexico can they call it tequila, otherwise they have to call it something else, sort of like champagne. They have a proprietary interest in the name.
10 years old because my terrain is a small one, but all the fruit is in from the mountain to here, and here is made the process. And the planting even is produces the baby. This is the baby. This is like mother, and this is the baby, and this baby like go and go like transplantation. And the plant every year produces babies and babies. Okay?
Monday morning, and for the time being we're getting ready, sitting in the restaurant, Allison reading a magazine, while we prepare for our surfing lessons. There she is. And in a moment we'll get on a bus and go over to another beach, and I'll do some recording over there. Very good. Thank you and goodbye. And how do I turn it off? Push it up?
Push the red button.
Now we are in the jungle, traveling from the resort to the surfing lesson beach, which is along the way here. The taxi up ahead holds most of the surfing lesson people, but we're driving in our little Volkswagen rental, Adrian at the wheel. It's a great little red bug with the back cut out, so it's sort of a permanent convertible.
Pan around so you can see at the back.
And maybe I can pan all the way around and see if I can get the back. Here's our driver. And here are the people in the back, Nicole and Holly, panning around to the front again, to the taxi and the jungle. You can see how green it is, so there must be a fair amount of rain. The rainy season is over at the moment, but everything seems to be very lush. The ocean is off to our right. I don't think you can see that though. Let's see. Just, yeah, looking down on the ocean over there. Alright, and we're up about 1,000 feet. And this is the main highway between the resort and Puerto Vallarta. That's it for the moment till we get to the beach. Now we are on the beach at Sayulita, a little town about 10 minutes away from the resort. This is where the surfing lessons will be conducted. I'm taking a panorama of the beach, and as we get over here, we see people on surfboards already out in the surf, as well as other little boats along the shoreline. There must be fishermen going along here as well. And back up to the south where our resort is, around one or two of those capes. And as we pan around here, this is the rest of the beach area for the surfers, as well as some small bungalows that seem to be here at Sayulita. There are the boards that we're going to use. And here come our surfers, including Adrian. Go backwards so we can get a good picture of all the surfers. Here's Allison bringing her surfboard towards us. And Nicole and Holly getting ready for the surfing. And we'll see how it works. Now we have a shot of the surfers contemplating whether or not this is going to be a good idea or not. Nicole, Holly, Adrian, and Allison. And they're watching the surfers in the background. You can see some guys paddling out. See some of the waves, and here are some of the surfers. Look at here's some of the waves. See if anybody tries to catch one of those. There goes a surfer, a couple of guys. How does that look? They're trying to figure out whether or not this is a good idea or not. Still before the board get ready. Oh, there goes the surfer. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. Very nice. Very nice, and down. Terrific.
The stroke is basically the same thing as the front crawl. When you the front crawl, right? So you kind of reach under your board. I can't demonstrate it here on the sand, but reach under your board, do that little S, and keep one hand in front for that glide, right? And that's it. Back arch, nose pointed, reach under your board, one hand in front for the glide, and your paddle is not just your hand, it's from the tips of your fingers up and up. You're just using your hand, a lot of positions. Just use the whole arm, right? And when we're heading out, we're definitely going to encounter some of these whitewash waves coming in. So we have to get, somehow we have to get by those waves. For the smaller ones, you can get over them. For the bigger ones, you're definitely going to have to go under them. And under on this wave, there's an outside and inside. Does anybody know which is which? No? Okay. So, the inside is where all these waves are breaking. That's the inside. The outside is where they're not breaking. So, there's a term, getting caught inside. Getting caught inside means you just get caught in the whitewash and just keeps pushing you in. If that happens to you, I suggest getting back on the beach, walking down, and getting to the outside, and having the outside, and that way you're not going to encounter a lot less. There's something called the shoulder as well, and the shoulder is basically the problem.
Now we're practicing how we make a transition from paddling to catching the wave. You crouch, bring up a knee, come forward, balance. Bend your knees, spread your arms, keep your balance low. That's it. Balance forward. Keep. It's called a transition from the paddling to the leap. Up onto vertical. See how that works. Alright. And the surfers begin their descent to the water. We'll see how they do. There goes Allison, there goes Adrian, there goes Nicole with a small boogie board, I guess it's called, and Holly with another big board. And we'll see how they do. Next shots will be in the water.
There's Adrian. Adrian is paddling out. Disappeared behind that wave. Whoops, there's somebody next door to him. There he is paddling again, still going out. The board is strapped to your leg by about a 10-foot elastic cord so that when you go off, the board doesn't go sailing up onto the beach while you're waiting back in the water for it. Well, he's gotten out past the breaking part of the waves, and we'll see what happens next. Stay tuned. Here are Adrian and Allison at a very long range, just sitting on their board, maybe waiting for a wave. They've been out there about half an hour now, listening to Lobo, the instructor. And now they're trying to think about what might be a wave to ride, I guess. I'll keep you tuned. Here comes Holly back from her episode, paddling furiously in the sea and now walking carefully, painfully possibly. How did we do, Holly? How did we do?
Not even close.
Not even close. Now we have some close-ups as I came down to the water's edge. There's Adrian paddling along, and Allison should be, there she is, along with Lobo, our instructor, moving back along the beach a little bit to better spot. Still finding some waves. Where'd Adrian go? There he is. Alright, rode that one slightly anyway. Nobody's tried to stand up yet, but maybe that will be next lesson. Back to Allison, let's see what we can do with her. There she is. Paddling along. You can see how the strap on her ankle connects her to the board. There's our instructor Lobo and Adrian resting for the moment. here's a good view of our beach,
He's going right
panning
under the
along the shore.
I'm too afraid of going underwater.
Small restaurants and shops and things in the little town of Sayulita. As I turn around, we ought to be able to find Adrian out here someplace. So we decided to change to
In the black
a
t-shirt.
smaller board.
Coming towards us.
I think that's him right there. Yeah. All right. With a little tiny boogie board, I guess it's called.
Huh? He's just narrating. Coming in?